When Tom made his way out on deck, it was immediately obvious to him that the health and safety pirates didn't have a clue what they were doing. Captain Tremble was no better than the rest. "Mr. Cheeseboard," he said, "what's Mr. Ladders doing with that big flappy thing? It doesn't look very safe."
"That big flappy thing, Captain," Easy said, checking in a book called Piratey Sailing for Beginners, "is a sail, and he's a-trying to hoist it."
"I don't think he should be pulling on that rope like that. He might injure his hands."
"It says here that you have to pull the rope, Captain," Easy explained, "or else the sail just stays where it is."
"And what's wrong with that?"
"Then the ship just stays where it is."
"But it's not staying where it is. It's moving."
And so it was. Very, very slowly, the ship was beginning to drift from the dock towards the open sea. "Arr," said Easy, flipping over a couple of pages. "That'll be 'cause someone's weighed the anchor." "And how much did it weigh?" the captain asked, sitting down in an upturned barrel and taking a few deep breaths. "No, Captain," said Easy patiently. "That means they've pulled the anchor up." "Did they do a risk assessment first? You can injure yourself pulling up heavy things, you know." Tom, by this point, was so nervous he couldn't stand still, so he left Easy explaining how putting up the sail would make the ship go faster, and Captain Tremble wondering about whether the ship wasn't going too fast already, and began to pace anxiously up and down the deck.
He was still pacing several hours later when, with the ship barely half a mile from shore, the unmistakable round figure of Bad Beatrice Beadle appeared, running along the dockside and shaking her fist in the direction of Careful Now. Behind her ran, or in the case of those with wooden legs, hopped, a mob of what could only be fearsome pirates. It seemed that Bad Beatrice had found a crew. "Captain!" Tom called urgently. The captain looked towards the shore where Tom was pointing. "Not to worry, Tom lad," he said brightly. The fact that they had been at least slightly at sea for several hours without anything terrible happening seemed to have lifted his spirits. "She may have a crew, but she doesn't have a ship. She can't do anything to us out here." But even as he spoke, Bad Beatrice Beadle was bounding up a gangplank, closely followed by her new crew of cutthroats and ruffians. Moments later, there came the clash of swords and the shouts of battle, and then the sound of terrified sailors being thrown into the sea. Tom could make out the figure of Bad Beatrice herself, high on the prow, the bright colours of Blackbird clearly visible on her shoulder. She was shaking someone who was dressed in what looked like a very fine captain's jacket with a lot of gold braid. With a sudden heave, she hurled him into the ocean. A great cheer went up from her crew, who were already busy hoisting the sails. "They can't do that," Captain Tremble said. "Throwing people into the sea like that. It's not safe."
"Or healthy," added the first mate.
"Mr. Mate," the captain said severely, "I think you'll find that drowning is a safety issue."
The first mate thought about this. "They might catch a cold," he pointed out. "That ain't very healthy."
"Never mind that," Tom exclaimed. "They're almost ready to leave harbour."
"Does you reckon they has the hedgehogs with them?" the first mate asked fearfully. "Aye," muttered Easy. "Look!"
He pointed to where a pirate was rolling a barrel on board. Hardly had he done so than the gangplank was pulled up. "They'll catch up with us in minutes," Tom exclaimed. Even as he spoke, the great sails of Bad Beatrice Beadle's captured ship caught the wind. The vessel began to move. A sudden silence fell upon the deck of the good ship Careful Now.
And just at that moment, there was the sound of splintering wood. As if being pursued by a bloodthirsty crew of dangerous pirates with a barrel of hedgehogs wasn't bad enough, the health and safety pirates had struck another vessel. Somebody, and Tom hoped it wasn't them, was in need of rescue.